Hello everyone, Bargest Hobbies here, and today I'm going to show you how to turn the stock launcher you get for Beyblade X into a string launcher using the old Burst series launchers. If you don't own one of these, they are dirt cheap on AliExpress right now. They are technically copies, but the plastic's fine, the quality's fine, they work perfectly, they come in many different colours. When I first saw the X launcher, I was astounded. We have never seen a stock launcher this cheap. If you've not seen these is free spinning. This is thin hollow plastic on the underside. These are just cheap as cheap can be. It looks like a knockoff, but anyway, if you follow this video, that won't be a problem. So what you will need for this mod is one pair of flush cutters. If you don't have a set of these, you can pick them up for pretty cheap on Amazon or from AliExpress. If you happen to be ordering your string launcher from AliExpress, you can pick up a set of these pretty cheap while you're in it. One 12mm Phillips head screwdriver, something to plug the moving gear parts of the string launcher. I'm using a prying tool here, but you can use a piece of dowel, stick, even cardboard should do. And finally, one 12mm washer. And that should be everything you need. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to cut this plastic casing with the flush cutters. If you don't own one of these, I thoroughly recommend picking one up. They are so useful. They are cheap, but they do jobs like this. They go through plastic so easily and your whole life will be easier for it. So start by picking one of the hollow corners and just working your way up it. Once you get a nice cut like that, move to the other side and just go little at a time. There's no rush. Once you've cut up along these seams, cut along this part to free up this plastic ring-like piece on the outside. That's holding a lot of the structure rigid. Once you get rid of that, it should cut a lot more easily. Keeping an eye on the underside, just being sure not to clip the black launcher piece as it rotates. It may help to remove this piece. And once you do, you should be able to nip these little pieces. Once you cut away that facing, you should be able to somewhat easily pry up the side, and it should just expose the internals like that. Now that that part's exposed, you should be able to see this part. That's what you want to cut, is this white plastic down here that isn't free spinning. Be careful as you cut away, as there is a metal pin going up into this plastic. What we're doing is cutting away the plastic until we can snap the plastic away from the base and expose the metal pin underneath. If you get most of the way like this, you should be able to just pop it out. So after all that is done, this is how it should look. You should be able to see the metal pin, or screw I should say, coming up through it. Now that this is exposed, we're going to gently trim away at it because we want to free this so that we can pull the launcher part away from its captivity. So just gently snip away. You're going to want to get underneath here and then begin to snip away at the wider gear plastic, as we want to completely free that metal pin. Be careful and wear glasses while you do this, safety glasses, because this is quite strong plastic. It wants to shoot off a bit more. It's a bit slow going, but just be patient. Just keep digging at it. We want to free that bolt entirely. And once that happens, it should fall out nice and easily like that. Now that we've got the gripping part of the launcher free, we're going to turn to our string launcher. First, really simply, just remove this part of the string launcher as you would. Then, as I said, on the reverse side there's a cross that fits into the other side of the string launcher that usually turns it when you pull it. We want to jam that so we can turn the screw. Like I said, take whatever you have and just push it in gently, something to hold this cross in place while you use a screwdriver. And then it's as simple as holding this part still as you unscrew counterclockwise. You want to hold on to this and that should come free. On the reverse side, you want to pop out this piece, as we want to keep hold of that. There is only one final bit of prep to do on this piece, and that's to cut one of these tabs flush like this. So just gently nip away. And approach it from both sides just to make absolutely sure you're getting it flush. Then gently but surely cut out these pieces. Then this piece should rather neatly push on to those two tabs that are left. It'll work best if you can get that as flush as possible. So finally we're ready for assembly. What you want to take is this gear piece and make sure the flat side is actually facing inwards towards the face, so that when we clip it in, there's a hollow of sorts. If you don't do that, then there's not going to be enough room for the bolt and for the screw and the washer to work effectively. Just line it up, make sure the square lined up and you can be seen through, and then it's literally just a simple matter of screwing it back in using the washer. So screw it down a little. Gently push the washer into the middle and tighten it. Now, it doesn't have to be overly tight, this is only plastic threading, and if you over tighten it, what you might find is this, where you have a lot of resistance. If you do find that you're getting that, what you can do is simply relieve a little bit of pressure by just gently turning it, and you really don't have to turn much to make a little difference. You see here I'm doing like a 1/8 turn, and that makes a lot of difference in the friction. So just a little more, just a little more, and there. Pull that out. That's spinning quite freely, which is what we want. All that's left to do is to push this up and on, lock it in, and we have a working X string launcher built from the stock X launcher you get in the box and an old Burst series launcher. Let's see how it performs. Right, now that modification's over and I've put it in right spin, I've got Dron's X Beyblade here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Well, I would say that launched pretty powerfully. That wasn't even a particularly good launch. My hand's got in the way of the camera. I'm going to try it from this side. Actually, I'm going to put some walls up before I launch it again. Okay, I'm back. Haven't put up a little bit of a barrier now. Now, let's see how this goes on the full launch. 3, 2, 1, let it rip! Powerful launch, menacing sound. But let's put it up against a worthy opponent. Let's put it up against this Jawa's Junkyard Drigger Bay here. If you don't know what this is a full metal Drigger S copy. If I'm being perfectly honest, this is a very unfair competition, but hey, it'll give us a good idea how well it really does. A full review is coming up on this blade, and we'll see it real soon. So first, Drigger, and let's see how Bronze X does. Well, that was to be expected, but even so, powerful enough launch. Anyway, now you know how to do this modification for yourself. I hope you'll consider it. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's still spinning down there. But either way, it performed really well considering its opponent was the Jawa Junkyard's Drigger S. Thanks for watching. This has been Bargus Hobbies, and look forward to the next one. Bye!